What's up, fellow travelers?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. What was that show
Stop your
from?
show. Welcome back, Carter.
Welcome back, Carter.
You're
That's
showing
right.
our age.
That's all right.
Showing our age.
That's okay.
We're here because
Why are we here again?
Because we've been RVing for a year. 1 year.
Yes, just barely over a year,
A little over a year.
and full time for 6 months.
A little over 6 months.
A little over 6 months.
Or at 6 months.
Yep.
Full time in it. In this rig.
In this rig right here.
So we're going to talk
full time in this rig for 9 months.
Well, we've had this rig for 9 months.
Full time in this rig.
Full timing for 6 months.
Oh yeah. From the time we actually sold the house. And all
it's
that.
Okay, honey. I'll do the math. Math is hard.
Words are hard.
So we're going to talk about RVing and what we've learned and what some of our favorites and not so favorite things are, and just about the lifestyle. Right now we're in Orlando or Thousand Trails, Claremont.
Yeah. So you hear I guess those are cicadas.
Yeah. I don't know. We hear it all day, all night.
It's all the time.
But it's a beautiful park.
Yeah. And we thought we'd do this outside.
In the off season.
Yep.
I don't know how it is on the winter time here in Florida, but we probably won't find out because this is nice.
Yep.
Off season's nice.
All right. So
boom.
We're
just going to start fresh right out at the gate.
Jump right in the deep end like we always do.
What was our first RV and why? And I'll have Matt put a little video tour of our very first RV in here, a little quickie. All right. This is the last video of Dolly. She was a great first rig. A little small, but she taught us everything we needed to know up till now. And the dogs and Matt and I all got along really well in here. That was the dog's bunk. They slept on the bottom bunk. And then the top bunk, it's all emptied out. It's all gone. All right. Time to say goodbye, Dolly.
Yeah.
But our first RV was a 2024 Jayco 174 BH.
I forgot that.
And yes, that means it was only 17 feet of living space. And it had no slides.
Did you say what?
17 feet of living space.
It was 21 feet.
21 feet.
Oh, yeah. Again. Words, numbers.
Cut it out. Anyway, so it was very small. Didn't have any slides. And why was that our first rig, baby?
We don't know anything like halfway. So we went to look at a Camping World and look around. And, this was in the works for probably a couple of years of building up, wanting to do something kind of like this, whether it was camping on a more regular basis, whether it was going to be overlanding, whether it was going to be.
But why that specific trailer?
Oh, I don't have no idea. Just what happened.
Because it's what we could tow with our vehicle.
It's what we could have towed with our vehicle.
That was it. It
yeah.
was that, or in the layout that we wanted, because we knew we wanted
something simple.
Well, it was all going to be simple of that size. But we have 2 big German Shepherds, if you follow us, and so they needed to have a space. So that's where the bunk part come in. So we had 2 little bunks, and they slept on the bottom bunk.
Yep, that actually worked out pretty good.
Yeah, but what was our tow vehicle?
We were towing that with a 2022, wait for it, Hyundai Palisade. It had a 5,000 pound weight limit for towing.
Yeah, so an SUV.
Yeah, and that rig was like I think fully loaded, like 3,900, something like that.
So we didn't have a whole lot of options because we weren't going to trade out our Hyundai because we didn't know. We were just starting. We didn't know if we were going to like it. We didn't know if that was going to be something that we enjoyed. So we just said, what can we tow with what we got?
Now, keeping in mind that was in August of last year.
Yeah.
That was just August of last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went and got that rig and on we went.
Yeah. So, sorry if I keep looking down. It's because I took
We
notes.
made notes.
I made notes. So the next question is then, what was our first trip out after buying our rig then, Dolly?
Yeah, her name was Dolly.
And we'll show a picture of our first campsite, our first little shakedown
Yeah,
trip.
we went to
Nashville,
yeah.
Indiana.
Yep.
It's really cool. We love it. It's worth checking out.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, but it was Brown County, city of Nashville, Indiana, KOA, little bitty campsite right next to some cabins actually. But it was nice. It was,
yeah, it was nice
for what it was. Yeah,
for our first trip, you know. But you know, it was a shakedown trip. It's the first time we've ever done anything with an RV.
Boy, was it a shakedown trip.
we didn't know. All we knew about RVing is what we've researched on YouTube and what they showed us during the walkthrough of our rig. That was it.
Well, that and what we'd watched on.
I just said what we researched on YouTube.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess it falls into that. Yeah, YouTube.
So, as a newbie in our shakedown trip, what would you say was our most newbie thing that we could have done?
Funny
on our
you
first
should mention
time
that.
Out?
On
Deer.
the first time out. I wonder what could have happened. So, it's getting a little hot in here. Oh.
Mr. OCD perfection.
Okay, look. So, we backed into this site. It was a back end site. And
everything was good.
Everything was good.
We unhooked.
We unhooked and
I think we took the dogs for a walk.
Don't even remember, but we had the stairs down, unhooked, put stabilizers down, everything, and I was like, man, we're just not level.
That wasn't the level.
What was it?
It was, we had the blocks underneath our stabilizer.
Oh yeah.
Because you know, a small rig like that, the only
I remember
we had it wasn't even a push then; it was the crank stabilizer thing in the front. Yeah. And he pushed it down and everything. Well, then when we unhooked our SUV,
it slid.
It kind of slid forward a little bit. It was still on the block,
but it enough to make me nervous. First time out. Block. First time out. All right, first time out.
So we took the dogs walking. We come back and Matt goes, "That's not center on the block," and it makes me nervous because if we move around in the truck and the rig at all, what if it slides off of that? And I'm like,
not knowing it's not going anywhere, but you know,
you
don't know what you know.
But
so
he said,
let's lift it. Let's hook it back up and just let me move the block just a little bit. And I proceeded to raise the stabilizers, connect the truck or the SUV, and connect it. Take the weight off of it, and
which, let me tell you, that would have been okay. That's not a problem.
Except, I didn't raise the stairs. We didn't raise the stairs.
He didn't raise the stabilizers either. Don't let him fool you. The only thing he did was hook up the truck and say, I need to lift this so I can put it back on there. And he just starts lifting away. And I'm like, babe, something's crunching over here.
Oh, yeah. See?
And it was the stairs bending.
Yeah.
It was because he was lifting the rig and the stairs.
Yep. So, yeah, that was probably the worst thing that could happen right off the bat. But we got that out of the way. You know, stuff's going to happen when you're on the road. And why not get something like that out of the way first time out?
Well, let me tell you, you know those signs that you see that say, sorry for what I said when we were backing in the trailer?
Yeah.
That was even the campground guy came over because he knew we were brand new. We still had temp tags on the trailer. The trailer was sparkling clean. It was so clean, you know.
Like we literally picked it up on Friday.
And left the next day.
And left the next morning.
Yeah. And the campground guy came over because Matt and I were like fussing at each other. And he goes, well, at least y'all got that out of the way the first day.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing.
Good. Yeah, but it's going to happen. So.
It happens. Even to the smartest and wisest and best of us.
That's right. That's right.
So why did we go full time? Why did we decide to switch from our little Jayco to what we're pulling now is an Alliance.
A 2024 Alliance Delta 292 RL.
Yes, and we changed our tow vehicle to
a 2021 Chevy Silverado HD or 2500 HD.
Yeah. So we have a whole video that
Yep.
tours our new rig. Well, I say new, but we've had it it'll be a year in January.
Yep.
But tours this rig, and we talk about why we went full time, why.
And I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, why you should think about going full time, what things you want to think about when going full time. So yeah, we'll plug that down below.
But it was just it's for everybody who does it. It's a very
Mhm.
personal decision.
Mhm.
For us, we have a adventurous, wandering spirit, and we wanted to see as much as we could see with the one with the age we're at, the time we've got, and while our grandkids are still young, because we're super hands-on, and we thought, okay, well, as the older they get, the more we're going to want to be involved in things, sports, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So we thought, let's pull the trigger and go, and boy, did we ever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you all know, we had our Jayco from the end of August 31st.
Literally,
is when we got it.
Literally picked it up on August 31st.
And then when did we pick up? When did we trade that one in and pick this one up?
January 4th of this year. So literally 4 months and change. Basically. Yeah. So it was a quick thing. Now keep in mind, we went
when it bites
yeah,
hard.
It does. It bites hard. In that 4 month time frame though, we went Brown County, Indiana, Wisconsin, Michigan, Florida, South Carolina, and then
Texas.
back Texas, and then back to Kentucky, and then it happened that quick. So
yeah,
we knew we were hooked the moment we were on the road, getting to see cool places and do stuff. It was over. So.
Yeah, I mean, and one thing I will say, and then we'll kind of move on because we have other videos about full timing, is once you know, you know.
Yep.
And it's either for you or it's not.
That's right.
So I mean, because there's some people that are like, there's no way I could live in that small of a space.
But can't you though? I mean.
Yeah. I mean, truly.
Come on now.
Your backyard changes.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time. So I mean, like I said, it's either you can or you can't.
That's right.
And you have to love your spouse and love being with them, and
and have the means, because there's a lot of work that goes into it.
Yeah.
You know, we were fortunate enough at the time we were both working full-time remote. So but again, that's all in our full-time video.
So let's get
move on. So
just check the link down below for that. Yeah. So what was our most scary moment RVing? And we have a video that will pop in right here.
Mooch stacking on a pretty significant slant. Oof. That I'll put a video or picture in. We went to Caleb's. It's our son in Dallas. Our youngest son is in Dallas. And we went down there. We had got the truck at the end of December in 23. And then we went down to visit him down there, and we thought, we're going to mooch dock. We're going to back up into his driveway.
Because we had the little
21 footer. No big deal, right?
Yeah, no big deal.
But his driveway goes like this. And I'm not talking like a little incline. It's like this.
But the thing was is that it didn't look like that without a rig on it. Like,
right.
You know, when you look something, I could totally park there.
Yep.
That's how it was. I could totally park there.
Yep.
Until we parked there.
And then we got there that night. We broke all of our rules.
All of them. We didn't stop on the way.
We drove from Kentucky to Dallas, Texas, 12 hours straight, one day. Just boom, crushed it. With the Chevy pulling the other rig, we went all in one day. I went faster than I normally would have gone. We got there. We arrived late.
Excited.
We were super excited. And at that moment, we didn't know we were going down there to even look at anything else. We were going down just for a visit.
For New Year's.
We
were going to spend New Year's with our youngest son
and we
his
get there.
family.
We get there. We start to back up into the driveway, and you know you're back and it's going up like this. Then I start thinking, okay, first mistake we made was Caleb started trying to navigate us in, and instead of being like, hey, Mom and I have a routine, let me and her trying to work this out.
We let him because
we let him
it's his property.
his property, and you know he was trying to watch out and everything.
And it wasn't that he wasn't doing a good job.
Yeah, no, it was fine.
He was
it was just it got us immediately kind of out of our little comfort zone area.
Out of our routine.
Yeah. And then we're unhitching. I'm bringing the oh goodness, the stabilizer jack down, and
and we hadn't chalked the wheels.
Yeah.
We had not chalked the wheels yet. And because we were out of our routine, I was checking to see if we were level on in the inside, you know, side to side. And he was already unhooked. So he unhooks, we're not chalked, and the whole trailer goes whoosh, down onto the truck.
Yeah.
I cried.
Yeah, so I had a block underneath.
I've never cried for anything.
I had a block underneath
that we've done in RV, but I cried over
I had a block, and it came down, I mean, ever so small, but luckily the weight still came back down and landed on the trailer hitch on the truck, on the ball hitch, I mean, and caught it, because if not, it would have slid forward. It would have been bad.
Yeah, because
Caleb and I both were standing in front of the rig. Stacy was off to the side. Now, what we didn't know...
I was by the stairs.
Yeah.
Stairs still out.
Yeah, didn't know that, though, because we weren't communicating.
Because I was seeing if we were leveled side to side before we stopped, because I didn't know if we were going to have to put any more leveling blocks
on top of this, all right, so Caleb's helping and everything. We didn't know that our sons had coordinated to surprise us. So our other two that live in Kentucky flew to Texas so we could all spend New Year's Eve together.
Yeah.
They were upstairs in his house watching us through the window, and they saw that going on. And afterwards, they just said, we weren't coming down to be a part of any of that. They saw her crying.
Our middle son were like,
they saw her crying. They saw me and Caleb kind of talking, and I'm being kind of animated. I wasn't like mad or nothing, but we were both freaking out because the rig literally almost crushed us. We felt like it wasn't happening, but it could have.
It was scary.
It was scary. That was the scariest.
Anytime you hear a and you're by the rig or in front of the rig or anything, it's scary. I mean, it's even scary for us when we're taking the when we're lifting the trailer off of the ball hitch and the ball hitch releases.
Yeah, when we get to
does
a like that,
you know,
it makes me nervous every time. Every time.
It's a butt pucker moment.
Yep.
That was
on to the next one.
Crap the pants
that was
moment.
For sure. And I think that's what's giving me my PTSD of every time we actually disconnect.
Yeah.
We're on the flattest, most level site there could be, and when the truck is coming off and the hitch is coming up, it's one of those.
Yeah, it was a scary moment.
It was.
And after we cried and we apologized to each other because we blamed each other for everything, we went inside. Our other two kids came down, and we had New Year's with all three of our sons together, and it was amazing.
Great. Next.
Okay. What was our favorite travel day? Ooh, me. Any travel day in Utah.
Any travel day in Utah, yeah.
Because they were short, and they could have been longer.
They could have been longer. We wouldn't even notice.
It's beautiful, especially the one from
Zion,
Grand Canyon to Zion.
Yeah, Grand Canyon to Zion.
Oh my gosh, what is that? Scenic Byway
12.
I don't even.
I can't remember. Amazing, just amazing.
I don't know. We're gonna see it again next year, but it's any traveling that you can do out there in
especially stuff
Utah.
That's different. It's places that are just different. I think are cool, but out there,
it still amazes me how unpopulated that area is out there. Coming from a city, you know,
going east coast to west is insane.
It's totally different vibe, and we're here for it.
Yep, absolutely.
What has been our favorite travel destination in this time?
On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Moab.
Yeah. All things Moab.
Everything.
Everything really Utah. I mean, like we were saying, we did the Big 5 national parks right there in Utah. So Zion, Bryce Canyon, Canyonlands, Capitol Reef, and Arches. Did all those. The drive-in betweens are amazing. Moab, the city, populated only about 5,300 people. Amazing, so nice.
And that's another place where you either love it or you hate it.
That's true. Yeah, because you have that active spirit and you want to get out and hike and you want to off-road, you want to do all that stuff, or you go to some place and you're just like, this isn't my jam. It was totally our jam.
We'll link a couple of the videos from when we were in Moab. It was before we started our channel, but we do have videos in the channel from it. But we went skydiving, we went off-roading, we went zip lining, we
Yep.
went hiking, we
We did
went
all
bike
kinds of stuff.
riding.
It was awesome.
It's just amazing. It's beautiful and highly recommend.
Yep.
What was a thing that we did this year that we wouldn't think that we would like, but we ended up loving it?
Didn't think that we would like, but ended up loving it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Let me tell you what I think.
sure.
The Alliance Rally.
Oh yes, the Alliance Rally. No, that's for sure. Because all right, look, just between us, we don't like people. We don't like people that much. Okay. But we
love people.
We love people. God is
God,
good.
God is good,
right.
and we love everyone.
We don't like us interacting with people.
Yes.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Okay.
That's what it is.
But so we thought, okay, we're RV full time. We got to go to the Alliance Rally. Everyone we've worked with and talked to at Alliance has been amazing.
Yeah.
Let's go. Out of our comfort zone, trying to just have a good time.
Packed in there like sardines.
Awesome. I would do it again.
We had an amazing time.
Yep, sure did. Met some other YouTubers that we've become friends with.
Our dogs don't like other dogs. We've talked about this.
They were great.
They
were awesome.
They did amazingly well. They hardly barked. They didn't. I mean, we even had the service team coming in and out doing stuff. They could have cared less.
They did videos where they actually were interviewing us for our Delta at the time.
Yeah, if there's any allies out there and you follow Alliance on Instagram, you've probably seen this guy. He's been on a lot of them.
Just from the rally, yeah. It was good stuff. Interviews. It was really good stuff.
But yeah, and I mean, we got to meet lots of people. Like There's No Tomorrow.
Yep.
Barry and Darlene, they were amazing.
Yep. Hope you're feeling better.
Yes, we're so glad you're feeling better. We've been following. And then Chris, who did our sign, he was
a woodworking
guy.
Yeah.
I mean, so much talent. And he took on the job of making the signs for, gosh, I don't even,
almost
it seemed like most everybody
like
there
everybody was coming up and
purchased one. Yeah.
And it's the signs that you have engraved into a slab of piece of wood.
Yeah.
Like ours has the Motas, Matt and Stacy, and like a couple dog print.
We'll put his Instagram. We'll link his Instagram down below because you need to look him.
And he goes to different rallies, not just Alliance. He goes all
I know
over
he was at the Hershey rally. He's Tampa rally. He'll be there. So he's amazing.
But we got the opportunity to not only meet him, but to help him out because he was kind of bogged down a lot. His helper didn't show or something.
He's so talented.
Super nice guy.
He hand writes out everything, and then he goes in and grinds it out and paints it. He does everything himself.
Yep.
So the Alliance Rally.
Yep.
Yeah. If you ever get a chance, get out of your comfort zone and go to a rally for your manufacturer. You're going to learn a lot, and you're going to meet a lot of people. And there's really nothing quite like. And who said this? Somebody said this, and we heard it the other day. Oh, it was on Tucker Carlson.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing quite like being around like-minded people.
Yep.
And so people that understand what it's like to RV. It's kind of the same thing of like when you go to church and you're around other believers and other worshipers and stuff like that, and it just makes you feel.
It just helps
good.
You identify, kind of figure out who you are also.
Yeah.
Because you want to do this, and there's reasons you want to do this lifestyle, but at the same time, you have to push yourself to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So you can become comfortable in other situations.
That's right. So being uncomfortable isn't the end of the world, guys.
That's right.
What was our favorite RV park?
Oh, Bryce Valley RV Horse Park.
It's Bryce Valley Ranch RV near Bryce Canyon.
Yeah, it's right about 35, 40 minutes away from Bryce Canyon. It sits literally right next to this big, huge red rocks. Mm-hmm. I'll try to picture and put it somewhere in here. Absolutely beautiful. It was only a couple years old, or is only a couple years old, and gravel sites. Like I said, surrounded by red rocks.
Well, and the hosts were amazing.
Yeah, the people were amazing.
The
nice
office has a beautiful store.
Yep.
I actually got these earrings.
Yep.
There at that store, they had.
Didn't you get some cowboy?
Yeah, some little cowboy boots too.
Yeah.
So I mean, they've got all sorts of stuff. It was a really great experience.
At the time we were going, it was cold. but they have a big, huge in the middle of the park. This big, huge grass area for your dogs. So it was great because all the sites are gravel, and then you go over to this big old huge area that's just for the dogs.
Which, if you know, is rare in Utah.
Facts.
RV parks.
Just
it's usually
grass.
not grass. Also, shout out to where we're at now, which is the Claremont Thousand Trails in Orlando, or Claremont, Florida. This is definitely a great park, and we are really, really, really enjoying it.
Yep.
We have a great site, level site, concrete slab. They've got
concrete patio.
They've got pickleball and
we got to see gators.
Everything you can think of. They have a little lake, and it's just amazing and beautiful. And now, again, we're here on the off season.
This is the biggest one, I think. It's 1,017 sites, I think.
Yeah, and we've ridden our bikes around the park and looked at all of them. So we're in the newer section. There is an older section that doesn't have the concrete things, but it's still great. And it's not packed in here like a parking lot.
Nope.
So all
plenty
the sites
of space
are,
in between.
Yeah. So all the sites are a good size. Shout out.
Sorry.
Shout out to them.
Yep.
What is our least favorite RV park?
So it would be on this little stint we're on right now, and I'm gonna say it is South Carolina. The first one we stayed in South Carolina, what was it called?
Carolina Landing.
Carolina Landing. All right.
Yeah, and it's not a horrible park.
No, the park's fine. People were nice. Our row, well, a couple of the rows, in order to get level, so like
freaking San Francisco hill.
It was literally like this. Our non-campsite tires were off the ground. We had to have them up that high in order to get level. And then when you walked out our campsite and walked out our door on the campsite, we were on a slope like this, coming down right into it. So when it rained and everything just washed straight down underneath. So,
and it was that whole row of, so like this is the hill, and we were parked like this.
Yeah, it was insane.
And so everybody in that row was having issues getting level.
Yep.
So it was not our favorite spot. Plus, not just the campground itself, but the area.
There wasn't anything to do. We had to drive.
There wasn't anything.
Is that when we went to Helen?
We did drive to Helen, Georgia.
That was fun.
And that was fun. A little like Swiss type town, German town.
We got a whole video on that, so I'll try to link that in there also.
Yeah, but there's really, other than that,
not much.
Yeah, and I hurt myself there, so it was just kind of a bummed out.
Yeah.
It's just a bummed out time.
It was one of those we spent a week, but we couldn't get over quick enough type thing. So.
Yeah, that's true. This is a fun question. How many mods have we made since we started RVing?
So I'm going to keep this simple. As modification, I'm just going to give you numbers because
we'll probably do a whole nother video going through every mod that we've made eventually.
It's probably it's 30-ish because there's a few that I forgot when we were counting up.
That's some small ones too, like putting in hinges in the cabinet so that they'll stay up.
Putting stronger struts underneath the mattress.
Yeah.
Changing out the mattress. Putting RV locks.
Time out. Let's talk about the mattress, okay?
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
So, we initially, when we got Dolly, not Delta Dolly, which is what we have now, but Dolly, we knew we had to get a mattress. We slept on the regular mattress that it came with, just the one strip out.
Yeah.
And so we got a mattress. We ordered it off Amazon, and it was fine.
Yeah.
It served its purpose, and we weren't full-time yet, so that was okay. When we went full-time, we were like, should we think about getting a better mattress? Because my hips, I'm a side sleeper, and my hips would hurt. And that doesn't work very well for me because I have a hard time sleeping anyway.
Yep.
So we did the whole RV thing.
Man, did we ever.
And we ordered from rvmattress.com and got Brooklyn bedding.
Brooklyn bedding. Queen.
We got the Queen Signature Hybrid with the optional pillow top on it.
Yeah,
and y'all,
Daddy like.
When I say
it's an emotional experience.
Every time my head hits the pillow. Biggest difference.
Yeah.
We are not affiliated with them.
No.
I don't have any code to give you. But they run every holiday. They run like a 30% off and
Yeah,
stuff,
it's amazing.
and it is
Y'all.
amazing.
It really is. Then
I can't.
though,
But then we topped it off.
literally.
We went even above and beyond that,
Yep.
and went ahead and got the
Betty's
bedding.
Yeah,
The
you talk
kind
about
that zips.
anybody who out there who has an RV bed or has an RV and you're trying to make your bed, you understand the struggle is real. And being able to just unzip and zip and pull it all off, look it
I was
up.
so against it, y'all. I fought him tooth and nail up until the last moment because
Yep.
I was like, I don't like sleeping bags. Okay. That's what I felt like I was going to be in a sleeping bag. I'm claustrophobic and I don't like sleeping bags.
It is amazing, yeah.
I will never buy another type of
No.
bedding for any bed. Here, if we ever have a sticks and bricks,
Absolutely.
it doesn't matter because it is so easy to make the bed. One. Two, the quality of it. We've already washed it and done all that
matter of
stuff
fact,
a couple of times.
It fits better after the wash.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Our mattress is 12 inches thick. And the bottom portion wraps around it, kind of like a fitted sheet, and then you zip the top onto it.
But the best part
Perfect fit.
is we don't have to fight each other for blankets.
No, not at all.
Because you get what blankets you get, and you have plenty. It's just great.
Yep.
And it makes it look so nice and neat, and it's
so
lovely.
As far as mods though, overall,
sorry, I had to go in that.
Overall, probably at least 30-ish, and that's ranging anywhere from the airflow for the air conditioning, and we've done little videos and stuff on this stuff. So a ton of them, and you're going to do it. You know,
what has been your favorite mod? Of all,
my favorite modification, Stacy.
Yes, please.
It was and is and forever shall be the tongue jack, the electric tongue jack. And here's why.
Just so you know, that was a modification that was made on Dolly.
First thing we ever did.
Dolly. Well, sort of Delta Dolly, but go ahead.
We bought this tongue jack for Dolly and put it on there. We went out the first weekend when we went to Brown County that we talked about before. And like we mentioned, before we had it, you know, it had that tongue jack you crank. Yeah. And I said, that's the last time I'm ever doing that. Period. That's the last time that's
sweat pouring from his face, and
it's one of those. You see the video and I'm doing it, and it's like 4 hours later. You know, no, I hated it. I was like, this is enough to make me not want to RV. I mean, I hated it that much.
Yeah, and it was even back then we didn't know any better about the drill, so he was using a little crank thing on the stabilizers. Like,
yep.
It was hilarious.
So favorite modification is definitely that, and then after that, it's probably
I know what it's gonna be next month.
Our solar install. We got some cool stuff coming up, y'all. Having a full solar install done down at the NRVTA.
Big Beard batteries.
With Big Beard batteries and Mr. Todd Henson himself. So can't wait for that.
Yeah. Well, trust me, we'll be recording it because
I'm taking the solar class and they're using our rig for the actual class install. So it's gonna be awesome. Can't wait. Yeah.
So we'll give you a little insider's look there. My favorite mod has been my mattress. But also I like the little things like the hinges above our bedroom. We had the little cabinets that fold down like this. They have to hold them up.
You'd be up there and you'd have your head holding it up and you're trying to take stuff in and out.
So Matt put the little hinges in there so it just holds itself up.
Yep.
And
perfect.
You know, that was like a couple $1 mod, but it means the world when you're trying to get in there and do stuff.
And to be honest, we put the RV locks on the bay doors.
Oh yeah.
That is clutch to not have to worry about, can you grab me the keys?
Yeah.
Nope. It's boom, you're in. Yep. Love it.
That's a really great mod too.
Yep.
Again, I said we'll do a whole video on.
And some mods. Of these things we're telling you they're in our Amazon thing we have.
It's on Linktree.
Yeah, it's on Linktree.
And Linktree is in our bio here, and
I'll link it all. I'll link it all in here.
So. And in our Instagram.
Yep.
All right. What is your favorite adventure that we probably wouldn't have done if we weren't RVing?
First of all, it was going to Moab, because I don't feel like you would have just flown into Utah to go to Moab, but it was
or the national parks.
Yeah, seriously.
Honestly, unless
you're from another country, which we'll get on that for a second in just a second, but Angel's Landing.
Yeah.
Angel's Landing. We would have never done Angel's Landing had we not been RVing and not went to. Not
to the
went to all the
national
parks
parks
and
and
went
stuff.
to the
I
national parks.
don't. We're
And we
not.
did all of Angel's Landing. We
Yeah.
did the cool. This is a lot of
Not
switchbacks
just Scouts Lookout, but
and
we
then we
went to
went
Angels Landing.
the part where people die. So that was scary.
Yeah, but we're not young pups or anything, so we've traveled and done things. We've been to different countries and gone on vacations and stuff like that. Never gone to national parks.
Nope.
Never really
Even-
heard or talked about national parks before until we started RVing and watching RVers go to national parks. And I'll tell you right now, that's one of my favorite things in the whole wide world now.
It is.
Now,
one thing I didn't expect when we go to the national parks.
Yeah, and that's kind of playing into what's the most surprising fact that we found when RVing.
You say it.
It's the number of foreign travelers that travel to America to go to the national parks.
But then get an RV.
Oh, rent an RV and go.
Or rent motorcycles and drive. It blows our mind. I can't tell you how many, when we're driving around Arizona and Utah, how many of those RVrental.com or whatever, 1-800 RV rentals, you see these little Class Cs and you get out of the stop going in and they're talking German. They're talking, whatever. Yeah. I was like, what in the world?
They're all tourists. And I love it because.
Met the nicest guy at, I can't remember which park that was. He was from Switzerland.
It was at Canyonlands.
Canyonlands, that's right. It was amazing. Yeah, that was awesome.
But the thing is that, we live here in America. And as Americans, we don't know how beautiful our country is. We hadn't left the East Coast. I mean, I did traveling for work and stuff. So I had some ideas of, Pacific Northwest and the mountains and stuff like that. But, that was the first time that we went really to the Southwest and visited national parks and saw that. You don't know how beautiful our country is, and the amount of awe that goes into God's creation that you just don't recognize because you don't know it's there.
It's almost cliche because there's no words to describe the areas that we saw out there and the connection we felt to the areas. It was truly spiritual.
It is.
But that's for everybody to kind of, I feel like I wish everyone could just see the way we saw it, we
say all the time, we there's nothing that we want more than to take our kids out to Utah and visit all the national parks and see all the beauty and the intricacy. Is that the word?
Intricacies?
Yeah, that goes into nature creating these things.
Just the layers and the colors.
Over time. And it's just...
so much so, the modifications, talking about a lot of the modifications that we did, the ones we have coming up with the solar and batteries and all these things are to better enhance the way we want to experience that area out there.
Yeah, it's with a purpose.
It's definitely with a purpose because it's going to be Boondock City. We can't wait.
We are, Matt and I know, we've always known, we're not beach people.
No.
We're not beachy ocean people. We've just never been that way. Yes, we're in Florida. My mother and my sister and her family live here, and we enjoy coming here. Don't take that, but we're not go sit on the beach and, play in the ocean people. We are, however, mountain and desert people.
Facts.
You drop me out in the Southwest and I can spend days just playing.
Yep.
So,
facts.
It's incredible. But that's about all of the questions. I think I don't know. I got sweaty fingers, I think, because it's a little warm.
Your face. It's one in your face.
Uno momento, por favor.
Face not recognized.
See, it still didn't write. It's because I got my glasses.
Technology, y'all.
Okay. Any advice that we want to give to people who are wanting to start RVing? Whether it's, weekenders, part-timers, full-timers, or just, rent an RV to take a vacation. What's your advice, my love? And then I'll give mine.
Don't think twice about it. Just, if you have thought about it, do it. Find the time, find the right place you want to go to. We waited so long from the standpoint of doing our homework and research and trying to find the right rig and make sure we had the right truck and for what we wanted and the right layout and all this.
Yep.
Start with where you can start it. Start small, start now. It's that simple.
Yeah. And we didn't do this with our kids. We didn't grow up
No.
with our children, raise our children
Camping or any of that.
camping or going anything. You know, we never had an RV or anything like that. So this was an adult's, you know,
Now the
empty nesty type of thing.
The
that
it started
here.
right around COVID, where I wanted to go camping more and kind of get off grid. And just wanted to get off the grid and away from everything. Started then, so the research started then.
Yeah.
And then
he hadn't convinced me yet.
Right. It took a couple years. So boom, here we
totally did. You know, I go back to Keep Your Daydream and Trish and Mark, who we love and have followed through this whole journey with us and continue to follow because they're so wise. They've always said,
right in my head, okay, they'll probably never see this video, but right in my head, when you said they're so wise, I heard Mark and Trish both go, they kind of look at each other like, wise? Yeah. You're wise? No, me wise. No, okay.
Well, anyway, you know, I go back to them and they've always said, start small, but start now. And that's kind of the epitome of what we did. You know, we didn't get rid of the car that we had. So we were limited to what type of rig we could buy, but we got it. Yep. And we started. Yep. And that was it. That was just the tumbling block of everything that was to come.
It goes back to it's either in you or it's not.
Yeah. And I would say don't let those things that you keep ticking away at as deterrents to bog you down. Our dogs have always been kind of a deterrent for us to travel. So we would always have to schedule our travel time around getting them into a kennel or someplace doggy daycare.
Yeah, to board them.
But now we don't have that problem. As soon as we got an RV, they were able to go everywhere with us. And let me tell you what, that's all they care about.
Yep,
is being with us. They don't care where they live or anything. They want to be with us. The other thing is kids. You know, you might think there's no way I can RV with my kids. It's crazy. Let me tell you what. Let's junk more journey. Yep. Finding Our Someday. KYD did it.
Yep. There's a ton of them. There's a couple of couples that we also watch videos that are from Australia that literally go off the grid big time.
But those are some that you can start looking at and go back and watch. Follow them from the beginning. They have kids and they're traveling, and these kids are getting
experiences you wouldn't get in school.
Yeah. That some kids will never have.
Yep.
So don't let things deter you. I will tell you, it's not a cheap hobby.
First of all, it's not a hobby. It's a way of life.
For some people it is.
Well,
some people it is a hobby. For us, it is not.
It starts as a hobby. Even if you're not full-time, it starts as a hobby. But it's all-consuming. It's like for those guys and ladies that ride motorcycles, that's a hobby. You don't live full-time on a motorcycle unless you live full-time traveling on a motorcycle, because it might start, well, I want to ride cross country, and then next thing you know, you're pulling a car. Next thing you know, you got luggage
and jeepers. Exactly. It always starts as a hobby,
right?
But yeah, so just you know, don't let those things that you think make it impossible make it impossible, because anything is possible.
Because that's all in your head. It is. Yeah. You just got to do it.
You just have to do it. You will be surprised at how quickly your pets and your children adapt and enjoy it, if not as much or more than.
But we talk about all this also in our video that we did about why we went full time, and I'll again have that in a link down at the bottom. So hopefully we wanted y'all got something out of this. We wanted to provide. You know, we're excited that we've been doing this just over 6 months full time.
Yeah.
And actually traveling over a year now. So we wanted to share with you all some of our experiences along the way.
The goods and the bads.
See how it can help y'all if it can.
Good, bad, and ugly.
That's right, because it's all of it. Yeah. But with that said, we thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe. We really appreciate it if you would do that.
Stay motivated.
That's right. Thank you, travelers. Later.
Later.